Hi.
Man, I'm the only one not wearing a hat.
Welcome to the show, episode 15. With we have a special guest, very special guest this time.
Hey.
Our friend Sam Elliott. What's up?
Oh, how's it going, guys?
It's good.
Thank you for having me. This is
You're the first
my
guest.
first time using Discord. The first guest.
Mm-hmm.
It is a night of firsts. We're all gonna pop lots of cherries tonight. This is great. Fantastic. So, what else have you guys never done before? Let's dive into that. Maybe we can.
I've never
gay
had
sex, yeah.
That was
No,
what I
I'm
was
kidding.
gonna say.
I've done it plethora of times. I'm doing it right now. This is my thing now. Trev, suck my ass.
Now, if you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, that third guy isn't wearing a hat. This was a failure on the production crew's behalf. My agent was not contacted in time to inform him that, that I needed to wear a hat. But we're gonna roll with the punches here. This is what early production looks like, guys, and we're gonna soldier on. We're gonna be professionals about it.
I mean, at least you're lucky. At least you got the script.
That's true. I did get the script. It arrived by carrier pigeon. I was outside this morning very early. The sun wasn't even up yet, and I was smoking a cigarette. I was very lucky that I was awake at the time. And a carrier pigeon landed in front of me with a very small scroll, and I had to download it to my laptop and blow up the text so I could be able to read it. It was also in Portuguese. So, I had to call several people, went to more than one trip to the library. I was actually going to send you guys a bill for the gas. But I was able to decipher the script. So I'm ready to perform. The second of my cats is now opting to leave the room. So now I have to let him out. But this will be the last. Don't mind the dead bodies behind me in the room as I move the camera. All right. Cat is gone. I've had my potty breaks and my cigarette breaks. I have an extra beer here.
You're a big boy. You do the pee-pee standing up, don't you?
That's right. This is all professional from here on out.
No, that's
yeah, I love it.
We're leaving that back in 2019. We're peeing sitting down from now on.
Those are simpler times.
You either pee sitting down or pee in the sink. Those are the only two methods. We can go.
You live long enough to see yourself pee in the sink. That's right.
Changed my life when I started doing that.
I'll never forget
I had to
that
stop.
time. Oh, sorry. You go.
No. I was just gonna say I had to stop when my sink clogged recently. The urine was just getting too much to clean out with just a towel, and it was getting pretty nasty.
Your fake urine.
My fake urine business. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. Shameless plug. BridgeStatus fake urine. We'll help you get over it, and by it we mean your drug test.
Yeah. Just getting people jobs since 1982.
Yeah, and if you're on unemployment and you have to start providing proof that you're applying for work in order to keep receiving your benefits, you're more than welcome to apply to BridgeStatus Fake Urine LLC. We're gonna decline you because we are staffed up at the moment. I'm really sorry, but hey, at least you can tell your audit officer that you applied for a job and you can get another week of benefits. So
that's awesome. But just looking out for the community as always.
That's fucking
yeah. Us Nebraskans, we're pretty shitty, but we take a lot of pride in our company, so we're trying to prove the stereotype wrong.
You can always just start a company from scratch and then bankrupt it immediately. To say that you work somewhere at least for a few days.
That's a good point as well.
I think that's
what
also
was the other
illegal on its own, but that's
it is. It's fraud. It is. Someone I know, actually, a friend of mine, who ran for office a couple months ago. I won't name drop or anything, but he put out a he put out a post on social media like saying that basically the same thing, but if you he was holding applications for a personal assistant, and he was like, I won't hire you, but you'll get your daddy Warbucks. So I mean,
what a cool dude. Is that Kanye West? Is that your
No.
No, it's Jason Derulo.
No.
Kanye has my vote.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, Drayson Rule seems like the type of guy who'd do that.
I mean, out of the three of them, Kanye is the only one who didn't like creepily like either observe, sniff, grope, fill in the blank, like 10-year-olds. So.
Oh, Bill Cosby. Okay. He just said that.
But he has no links to Epstein. He doesn't have any sexual harassment allegations. And he's black. Fits all three.
Did you guys hear about that cabinet service that was
Yes I did.
They were selling those really shitty cabinets that
were Goyo or whatever.
Human sized. I think so.
Or the Wayfair shit. I don't know anything about it. I just saw
Wayfair
trending.
sounds right. That sounds right.
It was Wayfair.
Selling human sized cabinets.
It was horrific.
They were large cabinets. Yeah.
And they were really shitty quality, but they were going for like 17, 20 grand or something. And the worst part about it was that like each individual unit was specifically named, and they were like first names of girls. And so like that's kind of how like people were like, oh my god, like I mean, how obvious can you be? I mean, you'd think like a multi-million-dollar child sex ring would like be able to keep more under wraps than that, but that's just like obvious.
I just like how it's like here's a plain white cabinet. This is called the Valentine's Special, and here's the exact same cabinet, 3 times more expensive, and it's named Charlotte.
Right.
And down the road we have James. No one gives a fuck about James.
That's not true. That's not true. They were taken down. They were just like citing that as like it was part of the evidence. They were like, look how awful this is. Oh, by the way, like look how like obvious they were being about it.
They wanted to
fans of Lemony Snicket's right here. If you guys have read any of these books, there's actually a plot in one of these books about smuggling children in statues. So
that's heavy
just
for a child's book.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't for sex. It was like for mystery and subterfuge and stuff. But
that could involve sex.
I mean, not with adults. Not at least in that universe.
Yeah. Child slave, come over here and drop your trousers. I wish to have sex with you.
Kids.
By the way, everyone at home, I'm laughing because this is an uncomfortable topic, not because I think child sex is funny. For the record.
Here at Team 4-Star don't fucking name them. I named them. Here at Group Therapy, we do not condone child harassment in any way. You don't
speak for the company.
But we find it hilarious as shit.
So, who's read a good book lately?
The Communist Manifesto.
There you go. That's the only
you
book
read
you need to read.
A Lemony Snicket book recently, it seems.
Oh, not recently. That's actually part of my here. Let's see if I can get the camera going here without showing anything illegal.
Going on a trip in our favorite range.
Here's a big old bottle of vodka. But yeah, this is my collection of books. These aren't it's not like every book that I've ever read, of course, but they're just some of my favorites that I was reading when I was a tyke and that I didn't want to just throw away.
I see you're a collector as well. I too have a collection, but unfortunately I can't show you mine under risk of having my door kicked down by the FBI SWAT team.
All those pinky fingernail bones, that you have in that jar. You showed me one time. That was pretty spooky.
It was.
I think in fucking elementary school, I read White Fang at least 1,000 times.
I listened to White Fang
because we had to take these stupid tests.
That's Wax Fang. Never mind.
Where we would it'd be you get 10 questions and it would just be about the book for these things called AR points, and then you'd get a star and shit, and you could compete. But they let you take the test until you got a 10 out of 10. But if you got an 8, you'd still get 8 points. So I just kept failing the test and getting 9 out of 10 every time. So I'd get 9 points a week. And on the same book.
What a broken, stupid,
system.
Fucking... Yeah, schools aren't good at designing class interface systems because they can always be exploited and abused.
Some of my happiest days.
The people who think are the dumbest are the ones.
I love screwing and abusing the school system, like being able to type in admin commands because I was the only one who actually knew how to fucking use a computer. I gave myself admin commands. Next thing you know, like after like not even a week after giving me my school issued laptop, where they said there is no way in fuck any student is going to be able to use it. It will use only for school purposes, media. So obviously YouTube was a no. A lot of, obviously game websites, they had keywords that if you searched in, it just locked you out. But, with a little, I'm just going to give me some admin. I'm not going to get into the nerd shit. Point is, it's admin commands. I wrote myself. I changed the password. I'm the new admin. I am God. I was playing Tekken 7 in like 2 weeks in Spanish class. And then some
putting Pornhub on up in every screen in the computer lab.
Oh, I'd have to break. Oh shit, I can't jailbreak.
I remember it was a thing where you try to get all your friends to go to Lemon Party on the school computers or Meat Spin.
I thought it was like 2 girls, 1 cup, or like one guy, one jar.
No, or Penn Island.
Yeah, that was
PennIsland.com.
Because they would just freeze the screen and it would just be the shit going on and you couldn't do anything about it.
Lemon Party was another one.
Lemon Party and Meat Spin were the main 2.
Meat Spin?
Twisties.
Ew.
I never heard of Twisties. What's that?
It's another porn site.
Yeah, I imagine it's a fucking porn site.
It's softcore, yeah.
With a name like Twisties, I was expecting more nipple twists and ass slaps.
Right. It's like mostly like
breast
like
groping.
bare tits and like panties. But of course, this was like childhood stuff that we were like jokingly like tricking each other to like, oh hey, if you go to this website, you can get free Neopets points.
Yep.
And they're like, really?
Fucking older kids were watching porn. I said I was there.
Friends for looking at tits. It's like,
of course. We started looking at picture ticks. Next thing you know, I was on a downhill slope to absolute porn addiction.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
I'm an addict.
Heroin. You get shot up outside the school, and then next thing you know,
let's have a
cash.
Let's have a small moment of thought for all the people that actually pay for pornography. That's too bad.
Oh my god, yeah, that's actually terrible. Imagine paying $2 a day for Brazers. My fucking god.
Hold on. It's Brazzers.
Oh shit.
Not Brazers.
I thought it was Brazers. Those people need to eat some razors.
Is that like a brace fetish like website that you go to that like no one knows about? You go to bracers.com.
It's got teens with braces, teens with deformities, back braces, getting bent over the sink. Great fucking. I mean, swear to God, there was one time this chick had a specific cast where her legs were always having to be open in a Y shape, just dicks flying in and out for 30 fucking minutes.
You should have stopped at just braces.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well,
I didn't mean to ruin the joke.
If it's still salvageable, I was gonna say at the start of every video, the guy says "brace yourself," but
fucking love it.
That's great marketing.
We are not sponsored by Bracers.com either, by the way.
Imagine that's a real fucking place. Now I gotta fucking check.
It's a real place. Of course, that's a domain name.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Remember that time that guy got the domain for McDonald's.com before McDonald's?
I don't remember that.
No.
That was actually really fucking cool. I can't remember the story that well, but all I know
as if that didn't happen like 25 years ago.
Still, fuck you. It's interesting.
Like you don't even remember that. You just found out about it.
Yes, I found. Yeah, screw you.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like, do you remember 9/11? I know 9/11. I wasn't there, but I know about it.
You were pooping in your diaper at 9/11.
I was shitting on the toilet and watching that and not realizing what the fuck was going on. But back to the time the internet was coming around and people were in websites were going up being made.
No. Let's keep going on 9/11. Let's talk
okay, fuck yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Let's get cringy 13-year-old.
I used to do a joke in high school where I'd text like all my friends "Happy 9/11" every morning.
I fucking hate.
That's
and there was always one that would get really mad and yell at me. He's like, "It's not a fucking holiday. You should respect it."
Oh god!
That's just the same type that respects
women.
women.
Like the picture of Steve Buscemi cleaning up the streets, and I'm like, "This should be you, but you're a bitch and won't go there."
You don't have the. I'm gonna start using the phrase. You don't have the balls to kill Hitler. I'm just gonna say that. You're such a pussy. You don't have the balls to kill Hitler.
What the fuck's his name? Pete David?
Peter Dinklage?
No, I'm not even gonna make that joke. That's a terrible joke.
The Office is Charlie Hebdo.
His dad died.
Yeah, that
Conway Twitty.
Yeah. I'm not that drunk. Maybe if I switch to vodka. But I don't need like Pete Davidson like emailing me and be like, "Hey,
yeah,
it's really not cool." Even though he jokes about it himself, like I don't like. I'm not. He's allowed to
and be upset.
He's like, I mean, I'm sure he's watching the live stream. No.
Yeah.
He's
If
just
he
like,
saw this at all, I would be honored.
This ain't live. Are you making this live? Good for you.
This one isn't live.
Not you, him. Because I know he streams on Mixer.
No, not at all.
Facebook gaming.
I'm not tech savvy enough to like course this through Mixer.
Oh, I wouldn't.
So, yeah.
Was that a humble brag, Andre? I'm smart enough to do that.
No, I was just smart enough to fucking get through a goddamn shitty ass computer system. They just didn't think that someone would just say, type admin controls, and then next thing you know, they have admin controls. They didn't think of that. Go fuck themselves. That's what they need to do. They need to eat my ass and send me $75 fucking dollars. If it was illegal, then they should get the chief of police involved. Do you know who the chief of police is? I don't.
The chief of police?
The chief of police.
It's one person that's the chief of police of America. They're different in every.
But I don't know who that person is. Do you?
I think we should defund the chief of police.
Yes. The queef police. You fart in a man's dick with your pussy. You gotta find a fucking foot through your door.
I think if there was a queef police, then Ghostbusters 16 would not have been allowed to air.
Yeah, that's true. Did they make any queef jokes in that? I might see it if they
Yes, they did. Kate McKinnon did. She said there was a fart noise while they were like recording like what they thought were ghost noises.
Wrong hole.
And she was like, "Does it make it any better if it was from the front?" Because she's like supposed to be like all nerdy and erratic, and so she like does this weird voice that sounds like no human being on Earth would talk, even if it was like right. She's like, "Is it any better if it comes from the front?" And it's like,
you want to fuck me in the ass? Oh my God, Stacy!
Like that. I got to see that movie for that. I haven't seen it.
I don't want to see that movie for that joke. I think I'd rather blow my brains out listening to Steve Buscemi rant.
I'd watch it for like a video or project or something, or if like you guys showed up in my apartment and like held a gun to my head and were like, "We're gonna watch Ghostbusters 2016."
No.
And I'd be like,
if anything, I would cut out that specific 8 seconds of screen time where that exact joke was said. I'm assuming it took about 8 seconds to fart from your pussy and then say, "Is it better if it comes out the front?" I've immediately forgotten.
There was like a streaming service that we could like create that would like have videos and small clips that like people could upload from movies and TV shows and
Vimeo.
Something like that. Yeah. Something. Yeah. Something that like where you the viewer were also in control like of the content and like maybe like it was like you're like watching the boob tube but like you were in charge of it.
Trevor, do you ever just
create content?
That actually is my
We'll come up with the name later.
Trevor, do you ever think about opening the Discord server to the public and having fans go there to drop suggestions of topics they would like us to talk about?
No, because I don't respect them.
I'm gonna eat your fucking ass.
No one tells me how to do my show. I
don't know. I thought it would give you a nice, good idea.
Well, I think the three of us have juiciest enough ideas that we can collaborate.
Bridge, I'm gonna be honest. There are only like very few minutes on the show that we actually hit gold. You are great. You are a cynical genius of improv comedy, and I fucking love you.
Oh, stop it.
And
that's the end of the podcast. Thanks. So according to
wait. I was about to quote the time.
So
I was gonna quote the time. I just remember. Trev, did you start a fucking timer?
Yeah, I did.
Fuck yes, dude. That's how it's done. I'm sorry.
Hey, this isn't Game Grumps. You can't like bring up the. It's okay. Like we do this for art, and maybe someday like.
Well, unfortunately,
maybe Snoop Dogg will discover us and like us a lot.
If this was art, I would
put us on a cruise or something.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in art, I'm still not allowed to paint myself red, draw a swastika on my chest, and run around naked in the streets.
You are entitled to that, and also if
there's nothing stopping you.
I'm gonna get my ass beat.
Yeah.
There is nothing protecting me legally wise.
You can literally do anything you want to do. But
Yeah,
then
like
you
murder
have to face what someone else is going to do to you.
Yeah, like murdering a person. Who the fuck's gonna stop me? Her
You
parents?
have freedom.
Oh, wait.
You don't
That
have
was a lucky
freedom from
joke.
consequence.
Mm-hmm.
You can
I'm not
jump
gonna
out
do it,
that
though.
window behind you right now, but what's gonna happen if you do? You'll probably die.
Drop 2 stories down, and I'd probably land on top of my mother's car.
That would be really funny. I'd
Pull
like
that.
to see that.
You could pull that blanket off the window. You won't.
That's a sheet,
Coward.
but thank you. At least you're the actual one to recognize. They were too dumb enough to realize it was a sheet. They thought it was some really nice
the
drapes.
same thing as a blanket, just less material.
They thought it was a nice designer curtain.
No, Carter thought
And they
that.
said,
really
"Oh my
think
god, Andres, I love that curtain you got there. That's a sheet." Oh, said Carter, who's not here. I'm sorry.
I mean, I like the disparities in the lighting that we've got here. We've got the dungeon, we have the spaceship, and then we have the sanitized egg walls of the crazy man. I look like I'm in like my rehab room.
Is that me or no? Okay, never mind. Wait, does that make me the spaceship, or does that make Trevor the spaceship?
I'm the dungeon.
I assume you'd be the dungeon. Look how dark you are. I can't even tell if that's a dog on your bed or a corpse.
It's whatever
That's
you
a
want
dog.
it to be.
What manga is that
Or
that
both.
you have on your shelf there?
Oh, we had this
Oh,
conversation.
me?
Yep.
That's not.
Do you see a fucking shelf?
Let's play What's on the Shelf. What's on the
it's
Shelf?
not
Hey
a
everybody,
manga,
welcome
it's,
back to our segment called What's on the Shelf. Today is starring Trevor. We're gonna ask Trevor, what's on the shelf?
The entire series of Dragon Ball Z and Game of Thrones.
Oh, very nice.
I keep my mangas in a different shelf.
Fuck yeah.
I see. Okay, we're gonna bring that to attention for all the people who care. You did just hear the host of the show say mangas, when in fact the plural is manga, and so just thought I'd point that out for all the fans back at home. So please leave a comment in the comment section about
He's got a manga
how wrong
next
your
to
host
his
is.
manga. Hey, Trev,
I keep it right next to my MAGA hat.
Yeah, your MAGA. Thank you for stealing my joke, you fat fuck. I love you.
Well, it's not stealing if I did it better than you. So.
Yeah, just like the kid in the sixth grade who told my joke louder. I have a speech impediment. It's not my I can't control it.
Then you just don't get to tell jokes.
You know, speaking of which, I have this shirt that I found at Goodwill a couple months back. It was just too perfect not to buy. It made me laugh like I couldn't help myself. And it says, it's first of all, it has 2 giant arrows that point to your biceps, and then in giant letters that are like impossible to ignore. It's very distracting and very obnoxious.
Does it say penis?
It says Obama can't ban these guns. And
I hate that. I absolutely hate that.
And I did too. And I just like the irony, like in the ignorance that it takes to like think like he's coming for my guns. He's coming for my guns. I'm gonna make a T-shirt, and then like actually make it. I think I see it right now. I don't know. I should put it on.
We had people at the high school I went to who unironically wore shit like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that stuff wasn't allowed in my, but that was also before everything went fucking bananas. I had friends with younger siblings, like 5 or 6 years younger than them, like that I would ask, like, what's school like nowadays? And they're like, oh, they point guns at us and we walk. If we pull our phones out, they'll tase us. And
that's the world I want to live in.
The food is pizza and French fries every day.
Yeah,
and it's gotten bananas.
If school was like that when I was
well,
there,
it doesn't sound like it has bananas. It sounds like it has guns, tasers, and pizza. I didn't hear one thing about bananas. You lied to me. Where's my fucking potassium?
That's next week's episode, viewers, is guns, tasers, and pizza, where each of us will have one item, and you get to decide what we do with them.
I'm from New York. Give me the pizza.
No.
Drop it in the Discord server for your suggestions.
There's no server. Stop it.
There's a subreddit. And there's
I'm gonna make a Reddit just for you.
Do it. I don't know what Reddit is, so.
I think it's where people get news.
That's
It was originally, and now it's for
And
shit
now it's all
posting and
porn?
memes. It's all
Yeah.
porn, shit posting, and meme, baby. That's what I love.
So it's like the new 4chan.
Sometimes if I need to lose faith in humanity, and sometimes I think, you know what, I'm actually good. I think I'm a good, decent human being. I think people are redeemable. I go on r/make me suffer, and then I get to watch people just do some really, really horrendous stuff, and
No.
I instantly want to kill myself.
Just go to Live Leak.
I don't know how you guys can do that shit. I can't watch that. Like, one of my buddies one time came over in middle school, and he's like, "Hey, watch this. Let's watch this video, dude. Like, I want to show."
What was that? Al
man.
Qaeda assassinations or executions?
Those are fine. I can watch. Like, I've seen.
Those are
like,
fine. Okay.
That's not so bad. Like, I've seen decapitations, and like I've seen people literally getting misted by a 50 cal round, like their whole upper torso just like obliterated into powder and blood. I've seen that. But this kid came over, and he's like, "I want to, like, dude, check out this funny video I want to show you. Watch this, dude." And it's like, so it starts out, it's all these like teenagers, and they're on this cliff, right? And they're like there's like a river or a lake or whatever. It's like the Ozarks and they're all in their swim gear, and they're like jumping off the wall into the water, and it's like, oh, this is fun. Is the kid gonna like do a belly flop or something? And oh my god, I'm getting flashbacks right now. So
Oh man.
then this Chad guy's like, all right, me next, my turn. Does a front flip off the cliff, catches his face on the side of the cliff, like on a rock, and the video cuts to like the paramedics like fishing him out of the water, and his head is split in half this way. Down the front of his face, like symmetrical, and the doctors are holding his face together like this, and they let their hands go for like a second, and they like take their hands off of it, and it just opens up like that, and
oh,
and
it's
like
Mortal
his
Kombat
teeth
shit,
are
dude.
his teeth are all like fucking just smashed out of his mouth. And they're literally just holding his fucking melon together, and that might be the second worst thing I've ever seen.
You know, it's funny. Actually, now I need to fucking look up like what are the divorce rates of people who work in the medical industry who operate first responders, because I know that the divorce rate is super high for people who work in the meatpacking industry. Who thought that having to hold together someone's face or gutting the throat of a cow would desensitize a man not to love his wife?
Well, I would think that I would argue that's pretty different, because
How are those
one
two
is
related?
one is livestock, and one is like some poor high school kid
Either
who was
way,
like supposed to play in a football game that weekend. Like,
fuck that guy. It's not about that guy. It's about the guy who's holding his face.
Well, of course, fuck that guy. But we're just saying that there's there is a difference in shock value. Like, I mean, I've cleaned a deer. Like,
I'm not worried about the divorce rate. I just want to know, like, if they go home after holding some kid's face together with their bare hands.
Really concerned about these poor wives and their kids,
and then seeing his shit split apart like some Mortal Kombat scene, and then having to go home and make tender love to his wife.
Have you guys ever had someone?
I don't know.
Have you guys ever had someone die on you?
Fuck your wife. You, of course, they're horribly fucked up from all that shit.
Well, I just want to know if the marriage actually works out most of the time.
But, I mean, it depends on like how long.
Also depends how the person.
Oh, there's all kinds of factors and stuff.
Statistics interest me a lot. I like seeing what's more likely to happen in this generic group of people. I just like.
He's totally
what the fuck is that?
He's totally not doing anything right now. It's just.
Oh shit, dude! What, seriously, Trevor? Why can't we do that?
This is the Howard Stern part of the segment where nothing is happening, and we're just gonna continue on.
Cut to commercial.
We're gonna have Beetlejuice come in and play a game.
Cut to commercial.
We have no commercials.
Wow, that fell down at the perfect time, honestly.
Yeah. It's time.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's called the standing decks, motherfucker.
This is the standing portion of the show.
This is the standing portion of the show. You get to see me from my from head, well, not to toe. I was gonna quote Lisa, but unfortunately, that's not gonna fucking happen. At least now I can feel somewhat tall. Jesus Christ! Fucking love it. Just
Yes, I
held that one in a little bit.
In Nebraska, we're very high altitude. We're about 3 miles above the sea plane.
Oh, you're on a different type of altitude.
The oxygen's very low here. Right. The oxygen's very low here, so it's hard to breathe sometimes.
Makes sense. It makes sense in my mind.
You make sense in my heart.
Are you gonna like fucking sit down, or are you gonna keep being like fucking weird?
Oh, okay, yeah. Just tell the special needs child that you're fucking weird. If you don't know, I have hyperactive attention deficit disorder.
I don't care.
ADD and ADHD. And unfortunately, sitting down is one of the hardest things in my life. I'm not normal like most kids.
I do want to make a movie where it's like all cast as special needs people.
What are you gonna call it? The Special Task Force?
It's gonna be a war movie. Every
special
person in the movie.
Special
Shut
forces.
the fuck up. Let me finish. Everybody in the movie has Down syndrome. I wonder if I just want to know if I could get a studio to approve that.
Sam, it's not funny. It's not funny.
Because it's good for them.
I don't think you would.
They're getting acting.
It's not
roles.
funny.
Like I'm helping the movement.
It's not funny.
I'm not making fun of them.
I think that's like been tried before, like lots of times. Actually, one of my favorite comedians tried it. God, what is his fucking name? He's not. Is he Irish? No, he's Australian.
Oh, never mind.
Jim Jeffries.
No, he's Australian. Jim Jeffries, yeah.
Yeah.
And he did what was this fucking shitty show called? It wasn't good.
Oh, the show on FX?
Yeah, that one.
I can't remember what it's called. I thought it was alright. At least like the first season.
Yeah, they actually like, cause he watched. I mean, like in his special, they talk about the casting process for it, and he was talking about, like, of course, it was all these actors who were like, pretending, but and it's not to their fault either. It's like, that's what they thought they were supposed to do, because that's how Hollywood works. And oh god, there I go. And then he ended up hiring an actual paraplegic, which is awesome, give that guy the fucking job. Why not? Especially if he's good at what, I don't give a shit, like, what your, like, handicap or orientation or anything is. It's like, if you're applying for a job, like, just be good at that job. And, like, of course, like, it's just, I don't know, I'm saying lots of things.
That makes sense though. It's like a big issue. It's where the able-bodied people play roles that disabled people could play, and it's like, well, are they as good as an actor?
They aren't.
Because like there was that movie with Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston, where Bryan Cranston was like the guy in the wheelchair, and people were pissed off that.
Well, that's actually. That's a great example. Is Bryan Cranston, Breaking Bad, is his son in Breaking Bad, who actually has, I think it's fibromyalgia.
Yeah, he's actually disabled.
Yeah, right. And fantastic actor. Like, yeah. But I think maybe your original premise have the entire cast, like, might be a little on the nose.
Yes.
But definitely, absolutely, like, fucking, I say hire them all, man. Like, hire the fatties, hire the ugly. Dude, like,
yeah, and then kill them all.
Those people, I'm not saying those, like, disabled people are in that class. I'm just saying, like, we need more representation of literally
ugly people.
Because there's so many different, not even that, just, like, everyone should be included.
Remember,
because
kids,
when everyone is, like, then it doesn't matter anymore. It's like...
Kids, it's 2020. Ugly is beauty, and beauty is ugly. Fat is up is down. Fat is healthy, and thin is just fat shaming.
What are you talking about?
It's the world's in fucking chaos. I'm on a new level and a new plane, except I'm actually lower. but I'm higher.
This is why we
I'm
usually
not.
ignore you.
Yes, I know.
You just.
I don't know if everyone who's watching at home can't really tell, but directly to Andres' right is a table filled with narcotics, and every once in a while, when you're focusing on Trevor or I, with a table inside of it filled with
a dresser.
Are we gonna do this again? Are we gonna have this argument again? You need to.
I'm sorry, officer. I don't know.
You can lie to us.
Where the
Don't lie
desk
to
of
the
narcotics
audience.
is. I don't know.
Just don't be ashamed of yourself. You know, you can own up to it, man. We're here to help you. You know, I'm literally sitting here with hard liquor in my hands that I'm gonna drink on camera now. This is to commemorate the show. Thank you for having me. We got lots of funny stuff to talk about. Lots of interesting things to talk about.
Yeah.
So you guys take it away while I imbibe.
Hey, Trevor.
Well, God, what?
I just want to say that I love you. I don't think I say it enough.
Do you have anything to add to the conversation? Or you just...
Man, out of all like the wordplay games and like all the okay, I'll start.
Yeah,
I'll start.
Well, a constant staple
Who has ever
of the
seen...
show is just we just don't come in with anything usually. Andre usually doesn't act like this, so this is odd and I'm sorry, this is your first time.
Bitch queen, don't hate.
Bullshit.
Have you guys ever been in the proximity of someone dying and not in a hospital?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, since A-Train was first, he's gonna take it away.
Yeah,
Andres, who did you see? Who were you a witness to? And again, the person like
is not in the hospital and
just
they're currently dying.
Right. Like, so I'm talking about like out in the wild, like carnival or like some freak.
Oh, they just can't be dying in my
thing.
grandmother's house? They just can't be, dying slowly in my grandmother's house?
Well, if it's like I'm not talking about like a hospice thing where like people like expect it, like where there's someone's like ill. I'm just saying like, have you been around a sudden death? And it was like, oh my God, like holy shit.
Well, no, but I have
old people don't count. Okay. That's another rule. So no old people, no grandparents.
Well, my mother did tell me the story. She did tell me the story of her friend.
Then it didn't
her
happen
friend
to
witnessed.
you. The whole thing was it happened to you? And you said
well,
yes.
he didn't mention those two important fucking rules.
He did though. He did.
He just said they need to be dying and they don't need to be, and they cannot be in a hospital. He didn't say hospice or old.
He's right. At first I didn't, but those are the new rules. No we don't want to hear grandparent stories. This isn't sob story time. I want to hear some like, holy shit, this guy fucking died stories. Because I got one, so I'm letting you guys go first.
So do you have anything, Andre?
I do remember it. In high school, our fucking there were two buildings that were being rebuilt. There were
three.
No, there were two.
There were three, dude.
D and C building. They were being rebuilt and refurbished. They were stripping old brick, all fillings, all that good shit. They were like taking the Oreo off of the Oreo and just leaving the EO. Right? So it was just the cream filling. And then as they were laying on that good ass chocolate cookie, they had a crane section. The operator, I can't know the specifics. All I know is that something fucking happened, and the guy having his fucking neck crushed against the building with the crane. He was way up there, fell off, it went to the wall, and it crushed him.
Fuck,
bad,
dude.
popped like a grape.
Yeah, right.
And we come into school, and we're all hearing about it, and then we got some students like, oh man, bro, I totally fucking saw that. I never expected someone to die where I eat. That's a senior. That was a senior only section. I go to eat there. Now I have to worry about some dead guy touching my shoulder.
Now you can smell the brain matter through your corn pops.
And bold of you to assume that our school's too poor for corn pops. We had corn flakes.
What do you mean 10% battery remaining? I have you plugged in. Oh, yeah. Technology. I tell you. Can't live it.
Yeah, you know what? I can't live it. I can't do a
Can't live it. Can't live out. Can't
live with, live without. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said. You can't live. You can't live.
Yep.
Thank you for making your bed, by the way, for the show. It was very professional.
I just threw the blanket. I was sleeping on here for the past 2 hours after school, waiting for this shit show to start. I woke up at 6, and then I forgot Trevor usually means his 6. He doesn't care about my time. You know, it's only about his time. It's Trevor time.
I've been in makeup for the last 3 hours in preparation for this. I've been doing vocal exercises, and just your level of unprofessionalism is frankly really concerning.
You're welcome. This is what we do. We're not professionals. We're amateurs, and we're assholes.
Me and Carter are usually good. You're the one that is all over the place.
Well, that's what you get when you try to keep a kid off his meds.
Well, the movement is good. People like to, follow you.
Yes. I can't do that. I can't fucking do that. Well, if you want, Carter, Trevor.
See, all the fan art will be all of us with cross, serious, and then Mateo will be doing a handstand on all of our shoulders, like a Y formation with his legs.
No, I'm gonna have a crack pipe in my mouth with a lighter underneath it.
With what? Well, we can do both. We can have you doing the acrobatics with a crack pipe.
I don't know I don't know where I am anymore.
So I've made a huge life change. I started wearing boxer briefs. I purchased them from Walmart. I used to way back in the day, and then I was like, "Fuck that, Boxer Nation," and I probably got bullied at a sleepover.
Dude, I hated having my nuts pressed against my taint. I hated that.
Well, see, that's the thing, cause I have these godlike, massive, sculpted, muscular thighs like a fucking stallion that are are springboards. It's like a toad. I can leap 400 feet into the air, but they were crushing my nuts.
The corpse lives.
So I was like, I don't really want to wear a jockstrap, but I bought some boxer briefs, and they are fantastic.
They're the best.
How snug do you keep your jewels?
Oh, well, it's imagine your balls get smashed every step you take, and then all of a sudden they don't anymore, and it's this is so much better. What was I doing all this time?
I like to feel my testicles against my thighs. I'm walking. It lets me know that my manhood is safely nuzzled between my thighs.
That's so fun until you get a fucking tangled nut.
Oh, like you, Trev?
Yes, exactly like me.
Can you tell me that story again?
That happened to me once. That is not fun.
He was running.
Testicular torsion?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He was running, and then it happened.
It's fun. It's fun to say because it's an alliteration. Say it with us, everyone at home.
Testicular torsion.
3. Testicular torsion.
You crack cocaine. I want to kill myself. Existence is pain.
Testicular torsion. There you go.
Yeah.
I know someone was waiting for us to finish, and so
I just was doing usual high school football practice shit, and then I felt a sharp pain in my nutsack. It ended up working itself out though, because I didn't go to the doctor for 2 weeks. So I had this. My balls were hurting for 2 weeks, and I went and they were like, "Well, you have testicular torsion, but you managed to untangle them somehow." And it just hurt for a long time.
Well, it got explained to me that it's like a rubber band. It naturally wants to unwind itself.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. Because that's what happened to me too. Because my mom was a nurse growing up, so we never went to the hospital ever because she was just you'll be fine. I sewed some guy who was cut in half back together earlier today. Just rub some salt on it.
Sneaking in
take
opioids
a bath
for you.
She would sometimes if we had a bad flu, she would give us some of the good stuff, just one. It's not like she was sending us on a rainbow train to Somerville. It was just I feel bad, my baby's suffering, so here's some
liquor,
really good shit. No, That's the ironic part. Is like she'd like give us the hard pill before she'd give us the liquor.
Yeah,
The
my
hard
mom
pill was
just
that
used
ecstasy?
to offer me heroin addiction when I was going through something. So
Let me guess. She was in the middle cooking the spoon. You sat there with your teddy bear in hand and your little onesie.
no,
You
this
looked
is
at
the
her.
same exact joke you tried to tell last week.
Shut the fuck up.
Well,
and you look at her.
He's forgetting the rest of the joke. Or it's not even a joke. It's a real life story about Trevor at his young life. Is when he was sitting there with his teddy bear, watching his mom in her white tank top, like feverishly torching a spoon. He'd say, "Mommy, are we gonna have Christmas this year?"
Yep.
And she'd say, "Shut up! Shut your fucking mouth!
I want to take your PS2.
Do some heroin." And he'd say, "Okay, Mommy, I'm sorry."
Interrupt me again, Trevor. I'm gonna take away your PlayStation.
For Christmas
bitch.
one year, I got everything stolen from me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and your mom's like counting bills, like on the couch, like, "Mommy, where did my Nintendo go?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'm high as shit."
Pretty much.
Okay.
Oh,
this is not working out well with two cords inside. My iPhone is like getting gangbanged by cords right now. And it's really not working with. It's not working with.
Hey, before you die, let's give a round.
That's just my hand. That's not my taint, everybody.
I want to give a round of applause to Sam for being such an extra good boy and joining us this podcast and doing such a great job that Trevor can't have the balls to recognize that or kill Hitler. So
no, I recognize it. It's just he's like pretty much filling in for you at this point.
Yeah, go suck my fucking. I can't even think of it. I think we should bring the C word back.
Cunt?
The C word needs to come back. Yes, cunt.
Continuous.
After
cunt
last
never
night,
disappeared.
Fuck you. After last night, I had a group of people who came in to my fucking store, and they at the 5 minutes before close, and they all wanted sandwiches, and I had to start throwing sandwiches out the door, trying to get them the fuck out. And after that, I was so livid. I believe we need to bring the C word back. They were all.
It's never
cunts.
been gone. What are you on about?
I never hear anybody call anybody else a cunt except unless they're 40.
I literally say it to you all the time.
No, you're 40.
It's never.
I say it online when there's heated gamer moments.
Yeah. Rocket League do that.
I've never to a woman's face called her a cunt. I look forward to that day.
You're missing out. It's a great
someday.
Right.
I mean, I might just go to the gas station and just find one and be like, "Cunt!"
All right, here we go.
What are you doing?
Congratulations!
I win. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm the 100,000th guest.
I hate that show. It traumatized me. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get a tripod for the next episode because this is hurting my back.
That was the shitty joke for the week. I'm sorry, Trev.
No, you've
that was
Mateo's
shitty joke of the week.
Yeah.
Have you seen any bad movies recently?
Oh yes,
Kung Fu Hustle.
I know Sam's a big movie guy.
I love me some
Unlike
movies.
Carter, it's all the good aspects that we wanted in Carter, but we never got.
No, Carter loves movies. He just doesn't watch them.
Fucking asshole.
What have I seen recently that I didn't care for? See, the thing isn't the lack of opinion. The opinions are strong and they're there and they're
it's the lack of watching.
I just have to remember what it was that I watched. Because once I remember the title, I'll be like, oh yeah, that did suck, and this is why. But I honestly when things are bad, I don't dwell on them. I'm able to say okay, this was shit. I can see it was shit, and I can move on. So I don't think about it anymore. So I'm just trying to think of what I've seen recently that I was like, nope, garbage.
When I see something that I don't like, I'll watch it 10 more times, and I'll watch something that I did like.
Really?
Just I want to pick it apart to pieces. Through this whole fucking COVID shit, I just want to go to a movie theater.
There was a YouTube channel that I tried to watch that I didn't like. Throw them under the bus.
What was it called? Caitlyn Jenner?
Start a beef.
No, it was called
We're
Stunning and Brave.
Well, let's come after some YouTube channels, dude. Let's go after another small YouTuber. Well, what was that like? It's that animator for like it's basically a rip off of the Odd Ones Out, except it's black.
Oh, Squeezy or
I have no idea what you're talking
Squeezy or something.
I don't fucking know. All I know is it's exactly
Watch
Odd
it
Ones Out.
again.
The
Hold
only
on,
difference
hold
is it's
on.
black.
What have I been watching? Sinister 2 is not as good as Sinister 1.
Still
Let's rip on him.
I'm on my watch history. Oh god, there's a new Eric Andre special. I bet it's terrible.
Oh, you know I'm gonna be hitting that up.
I
Ooh,
watched
Train to
it, but I don't
Busan.
remember
That shit
anything
is
about it.
fantastic.
Now we're all trying to find some YouTubers to shit on, baby.
Oh, Sam's going through
Shit
his
on me,
Netflix queue.
baby.
That should be the Sam Cooke song. Instead of Lean on Me, it's Shit on Me.
Shit on me
Take off
when
my
you're
thong,
not strong,
and
I'll
my
be your
cheek.
seat. I'll help you carry on. I'm not fucking finished that. Oh my god, we're gonna get fucking demonetized.
Why?
No, we're gonna get
For
flagged.
Shit on Me?
We're gonna get flagged because
We won't.
it's obvious that we were fucking doing that. Put parody in the
We'll be
title.
fine.
It'll probably clear all
I'm
up.
not gonna put parody in the title.
I don't know. You don't do much of editing except for title, upload the file, do a little bit of a review.
Man, I just haven't been watching Netflix or Hulu lately. I guess it's all been YouTube. I've been in my like little safe space.
Cut so much shit out of these episodes and throw in so much shit, new shit. You can record yourself giving commentary.
No, I like the
over
raw
commentary.
footage.
Well, it's more of if he wants to make it like a highlight video, or if he wants to make it a podcast video, because like the podcast will be largely unedited unless, except for all the times that Andre said the N-word.
I
So
never
we'll
said
have
the
to cut
N-word.
out.
How do you know about that?
Times.
I didn't say
and
the
also-
N-word.
That's awesome.
Also, you did go on for a half hour when you said that the Holocaust didn't happen. So we'll have to cut that out. But like, if he's gonna do a podcast video, it's pretty much everything.
It's not my
besides
fault that they
stuff.
put the fucking ovens on the second floor with no chimneys.
That's terrible.
2,760 bodies a day when it takes 3 hours to cremate a
Where's
whole
the
human being.
proof?
Go
Where's the
fuck
proof?
yourself.
Yeah, where?
All those people
Where's
in
the
power
proof?
saying this. All right. But yeah. If we were doing like a highlights video, then it'd probably just be when we're singing, or when we're doing impressions, or when we're doing fart jokes. It's basically.
Yeah, but
That's like the line down the.
Yeah,
But
Carter
I'm
should
not
like
gonna
just take.
do any of that. I'm gonna wait for this to get popular, and then someone else
Yeah.
steals it and chops it up and puts.
Carter,
up highlight
you should
reels.
do a fucking segment.
You
Like a
just called
highlight
me
reel.
Carter
Just
again, you dumbass.
Shut up. My point still
That's
stands.
embarrassing.
Carter,
He does
you
it
should.
all the time.
Carter,
I'm gonna kick
hi
you
Ian.
out of
How you
this.
doing? Sorry, Ian. I'm sorry. That makes me code. I'm now code.
I'm literally gonna kick you out.
Multi-personality disorder. I'm sorry, Trevor.
So where's the setting on Discord? How to remove people from the chat? Where's the button? Oh, okay. Hold on, really quick, Trevor. I'm gonna kick.
He gave you admin controls, didn't he?
5, 4.
Oh, am I supposed to do the thing?
2,
Okay.
And then now he's gone. Okay,
Yep.
Perfect. Right. So that's how Discord works, everybody. You issue a warning, and then you kick them, and then they get.
I can't keep forgetting.
But
it.
I forgot to put the restriction on to let him back in. So we have to remove him from our friends list, and then he won't be able to.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Andre.
Or two is all the supercuts that will get made of me doing shots. That'll just make me look like a super healthy individual. So here's number 2 for the supercut.
We should have a lot of out of context moments.
You guys are really good at covering dead air.
Yeah. I know, right?
No, I like to let it hang. That's my thing.
Yeah, just like
You like the.
like your tiny dog.
I love the dead air.
I saw
It's
you
like a
streak.
meditation video.
I saw you streak. You got a tiny dog.
My dick was never in that video.
2 for the pink. Yeah, exactly. Because you got a tiny dog.
No, I
You
covered
were
it up.
Perfectly able to cuff it with your small, tender woman-like hands.
How much money?
If Carter did,
how much money would it take for you guys to eat a grilled and seasoned penis that was like made by like an actual chef that like prepared it? But like he didn't.
Whole penis?
He couldn't like cut it up or anything or like make it presentable. It's literally like surrounded by like rice and maybe like some greens, but then it's just a cooked dong
like a human
on
penis?
the plate.
Yeah,
and you have to eat the whole thing.
Full penis.
How much money would it take?
Pay me $20. A good meal. I get $20 in a good meal.
You are so terrible at these games, dude.
It's fucking seasoned.
You're literally the worst.
Bull penis is a delicacy.
It's not bull penis. It's human penis, you dumbass.
Oh, human penis.
Jesus Christ.
$40.
You. I fucking hate you.
You just said penis. I could pick the animals whose penis.
All right, Weezy, what's your bid?
At least probably.
You're okay. Like it's like Riverside. It's dark. There's a beautiful woman in a nice dress sitting. There's
and
candles.
She wants me to eat the penis.
And she's like cheering you on. She's like, "You can do it. We're gonna go to the hotel and fuck after this." And like, there's a glass of really expensive champagne next to it. Like, it's cooked by like a very, very in-demand chef. But it's just
what's the price of the meal? Do I have to pay for the meal, or is that just free?
No.
And then
you
I get paid?
No matter what happens, you can bow out. You can walk away. Production is paying for the scenario. You just have to name your price. And it's not like chopped up or anything. Like it's not like indistinguishable. Like it's like,
$1 million.
No, not that much. That's ridiculous. Say $2,000.
$2,000.
So another stimulus check. Okay.
Stimulus check is only $1,200.
$1,200.
See, $2,000 sounds about right. And then I think about like putting like right underneath the bell end, and I'd be like, okay, nope, that's a cock. Nope, I don't.
Do
want
I have
this
to eat
anymore.
the whole thing?
You have to eat the whole thing.
Ooh.
You don't have to eat the rice and like the bed of greens underneath it. But
that's what I'd want the most. Is the rice.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like you can, it's there as like an assistant. Like it helps you like mask the fact that you're eating a cooked and
the flavor of
seasoned
dick
penis. Yeah.
Can I blindfold myself and have someone else cut it up for me, and then eat it? Like
you could. Okay. Well,
the bitch sitting with me at the table.
I'm on your production team. I'm your producer. Okay.
Yeah.
I will allow you to blindfold. You can blindfold yourself. We're not going to provide it, but you can like pull your shirt up over your face, but you have to cut it up. You have to like eat it yourself.
That's where it gets hard. Cutting it up.
Well, it's like eating a sausage. You can cut a hot dog up.
Wait.
Yeah.
What? I'm not exactly sure of the ramifications of how a penis works after it's been severed and cooked. Does it shrink back to its original size, or is it stay
probably? And there's probably also like some hard parts, and we're not saying like you have to like literally like clean the plate. It just has to like all like.
Well, I mean,
if
it's
when you cook anything, it
I
shrinks.
could suck that shit down. If it's a micro penis, I could suck it down. If it's Asian dong, I will finish that fucker in a bite.
Well, the strategy would be to like just to like fucking scarf it, right?
Suck
but,
that
I don't even know. Like I would have to like ask the staff. Like I was like, is there like any hard parts? Is there like some kind of like not bone, but like cartilage or something in there that like I can't eat, like they choke on?
Gristle.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, that thing's elastic. You're gonna have a fucking hard time. That's why you suck it in one goal.
It's gonna be kind of small because once all the blood gets cooked out of it, it's gonna.
I've seen a man hang from a ceiling by his penis. It shrinks
when it cooks, and then with the blood getting cooked out of it, it's gonna shrink even more.
I think we're running in circles now. I think we got enough for that bit. Changing gears.
Quick, go to the script.
Changing gears. You got a gun. You got one bullet, and you have a piece of paper signed from every world leader saying that you have one free kill. You get to shoot and kill somebody. Who's it gonna be? And okay, there's caveats to this, okay? We have to make this fun for people. Not only do you have to name names, but you have to describe the setting and the scenario on which that you claim your target.
I was just gonna waste it.
And this isn't just be like, it's at a carnival and I walked up and I shot Bill Cosby. No, it's we're talking like, so it's a late fall night and it's very brisk outside and I was walking the streets of Brooklyn when I saw Bill Cosby pass the street.
It reminds me of should get off topic
name
for a minute.
any day you find.
But we'll be back to this question. But that reminds me of like one time in English class in high school, we had to do like creative writing, fucking like exam kind of thing project. We had to write like a short story, and we were allowed to use cuss words and anything we wanted. And I totally went overboard with
cunt ass.
There was always one guy.
Yeah, they allowed me a little bit of freedom, and I was like, I'm gonna see how long.
Did they cut you off?
No, they just were like, you didn't need to use those words.
I'm gonna kill this shit, cocksucker
Michael
Jordan.
To see how many I could.
Don't take that real. I don't believe any of those things.
We had this one teacher for computer, and me and Carter sat together, and we had this one chick in front of us. We would fuck around in this class every day. It was like some business class, and it was a total joke.
Was this the class where you punch each other's penises?
Yeah. So for a while, every morning, me and Carter would just punch each other in the dick every morning for like the whole class, and then we just played dumbass computer games,
mini clip and all that good shit.
Yeah. And then
Newgrounds.
One day, this bitch that sat in front of us would constantly bitch about how we were laughing and having a good time, and I straight up called her like a cunt in front of the whole class, and the teacher was standing right next to me, and he was just like, hey, don't say that. And I was like, okay. And I wanted to see how much I could get away with.
Oh, this fucking cunt. What a cunt. I've never met such a cunt in my life.
Why do you have to be so annoying? And I was like, why do you have to be such a fucking cunt?
Don't say that. Why would you say that?
This is like,
let me tell you.
What's wrong with you?
How much of a cunt this cunt was. This cunt.
It was like his first year teaching.
So here's my thumbnail for my guest for the video.
I'm fucking bleeding. I got blood over my hands. I don't know why I'm bleeding.
It's not a podcast unless someone bleeds.
His dog takes care of that for us. Every day he has to check his penis.
Not every day.
The dog's penis? Or
yeah, the dog's penis bleeds.
No, it doesn't bleed as in present tense. It bled one time.
It bleeds.
It was passing a kidney stone. Well, there's different occurrences. Somehow his penis got cut one night, and he was bleeding out of his dick, and it freaked me out, as it would. And I had to pull back like his sheath. I don't know what to call it.
Nice. Well said.
I had to pull back the sheath to expose his actual penis, and there was a cut on it. So
that's foreskin, right? That's just foreskin.
Yeah, but it's like a whole thing, though.
That's what we have. It's shaped different.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. It's just.
We have a sheath too.
Yeah, but it's just big on a dog.
That's a good meme template.
Unless you're Jewish.
So I had to pull it back, and then I had to apply Neosporin to his fucking fleshy penis one time.
And then he gently held your face with his paw and gave you a lick on the lips and said, "Hey, baby, thanks."
Right. So my answer to that question.
The other time he was just passing stones.
Oh.
So he had weird colored urine.
So my answer to the question, I was basically going to take that piece of paper, and I was going to save it for two occasions. I was basically just going to either walk up to Walmart and just shoot some random Karen in the face, or wait at my job with a gun and a holster to my hip, with a big iron on my hip. Wait for them to ask for a refund, and then blow them away.
Andre, you can't use the K word. That's our word. People only, okay? You're not allowed to use that word.
If they can call me Little Red Boy, I think I can say Karen.
No. It's not allowed.
Who's calling you Little Red Boy? I'll fight them.
Carter and Trevor. Carter mostly.
There's also a fly on my wall.
Once.
You've called me Little Red Boy,
No.
except you didn't say boy. You said fuck, you little red fuck.
I got it.
Shit.
I've called you Wind Talker.
Kill the fly.
Wind Talker.
Yeah,
I hope there's no fly activists in the chat. All right, where's the fucking?
I'm just memorizing where every single fan and every ceiling, the dimensions. I'm getting all. Are you getting this, Trev?
I know. I was gonna say like my apartment's gonna get like what's the what's the plans, the blueprints.
Swatted.
My apartment's gonna get like blueprinted from the audience. Hold on. I was trying to smoke a cigarette, and then I forgot a cigarette, so now I have to go back. And now I'm coming back. Now the cat's in my room again. It's gonna be a disaster.
Oh wait, shit.
This is the nice thing about being able to use my phone for Discord.
Baby, come back.
Yeah, you can just go.
Of course. Yeah. Excuse the lighting change. Oh, that adjusted.
Oh, that's
It's
nice.
actually
That's
good
pretty.
lighting.
That's pretty. Natural light is best light. We don't condone alcohol or smoking or any use of drugs.
No, we do. We condone all of it.
Unless you're underage.
If you have the ability to do drugs or alcohol, please do.
My God, are we now? See, this is why you can't be on the show.
He's gonna
fans of the podcast, if you want to see more of me, like and share this video, and then we can do shots together.
Quick,
Yeah.
We continue to say funny stuff.
Quick, go run over to Eden's house and punch him in the nuts for me, please.
Oh, my landlady just drove by. That's good.
He loves that you are saying his real name on a show that he's not.
I know.
No, it's okay. We said it in the intro. My name.
Yeah.
No, not yours. He's saying our other.
I didn't give away his last name
Other friend.
or middle.
It doesn't matter.
You know how many people in the world are named Ian? I didn't even give the spelling.
It does not matter. You gotta stop doing that shit.
Okay,
We have
Mr.
to start
Cox.
We have to start getting comfortable with our aliases.
Oh yeah, I wanted to use my alias, and then Carter just blew it out of the water.
You
Kept
don't have
calling
to
you
use your
Mateo.
alias, but when you're referring to other people that aren't affiliated with this, don't say their real name. It's not hard.
Philip. He's just gonna beat my ass for that. Oh Jesus Christ! I
will
the worst.
beat your ass for this.
I picked the worst guy in the group. I picked the worst one to use. Oh, I should have went with Aaron. Oh, fuck.
Well, back to the free kill thing.
Now I have to
Andre,
worry about
what were you saying about your free kill?
So anyway.
Now I gotta use my free kill to kill Monty.
Mm-hmm. Really?
You broke the rules, by the way. You were supposed to give the scenario and the setting and tell us how you would carry it out.
In my house, when he comes to beat my ass for saying the name of the show, and I'll especially do it justifiably because he shaved that glorious fucking beard. He comes to me, he's gonna walk my porch. He said, "I heard you say my name and to millions on the internet." I mean, like 48, but I mean, and then when I see him pull back his sleeve, like he's pulling back the foreskin, revealing that huge arm that he has, that anchor arm, I'm gonna blow him away.
With what?
A gun. Do I have to specify the model?
Probably not, because then you might be charged for something.
Yes, thank you.
You might be charged for planned murder.
For premeditated murder.
I mean, in previous episodes, you've talked about how you'd walk into your high school with a P90. So
I never said I walk in my school with a P90.
I can pull it up.
Do it. I want to see actual clip.
Pull up the clip.
Oh, but he doesn't have clips.
I can show you how wrong you are.
Because he doesn't edit, so he doesn't save his favorite little snippets for later use.
It's not for me to do. I let the
do
audience
a whole lot
decide
of
what they
editing on
want.
podcast videos. That's the whole point. That's why it's a podcast video.
Mm-hmm.
I have a whole vlog that I have the other day, and I have to edit the shit out of that. That's because it's a vlog video. But it wasn't a podcast. Yeah, there you go. Here's a soundbite for you.
And he never got that sound. You know, funny thing is, his great idea. He bought a soundboard, never got it to work because he wanted every time I say something or that sounds incriminating.
Nope, I got it to work. It's just way too hard to do while I'm also recording.
Yeah, sure. So he basically wanted to add a bleep effect and make it to where it sounds like I'm saying the N-word. I literally just almost said it. I'm sorry.
Well, you do say it up far often. I mean, most of this clip, if there has been any editing, has been all the times that you said that.
I was basically just going to sit back and inward snipe you all podcasts. That's what I was going to do.
Gamer moment.
From here on out. So, what I found out what I actually have to do is I have to buy a fucking soundboard switchboard so I can plug it into my mixer, and then I can just do it like that.
Okay, then do it then, asshole.
Well, it's not a cheap process, so...
Yeah, you don't have the balls to do it, just like you don't have the balls to kill Hitler.
Hitler's already dead.
Fuck you. If you had the ability to go back in time, you wouldn't have the balls to kill him.
I wouldn't kill
That
him.
wasn't part of the hypothetical, sir.
But since you brought it up,
not
no.
my
All right, Trevor. You got
the hypothetical?
who's your free kill going on?
I think I'd save it. There's no one right now that I'd...
So you get like cut off in traffic or something?
Yeah, probably some shit like that. That'd go off in a manic rage. But at this moment in time, there's no one that I would really...
Here's all the marijuana that I'm growing. Can you believe all that? That's some high quality. There's some perp, and there's some Himalayan Kush. Yeah, look at that.
But at this moment in time, there's no one that I think I would really
Just
use
imagine
that for. I think I'd
the
save
road
it
rage.
for some kind of
Just
thing.
imagine the road rage. You drive on by, some guy cuts you off. So you pull in the left lane, drive next. Oh my god, that's so adorable. I want to squish his fat face next to mine. I assume it's gender. I'm sorry. You drive by, you flash the piece of paper so they can clearly read, press it against their window, and then you immediately whip out the gun. Just blow them the fuck away and watch them swerve and kill oncoming passengers.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. I'd save it.
My god, dude, you have quite the assortment of Chinese ingredients right there, my dude. That is a rare export. Jesus Christ, that must taste delicious. That's like Wagyu beef.
Yeah, I've had lots of offers for from meat packing plants, but you know.
They gave you the original, the common cut, the tabby cat. But then they gave you that rare, exotic cut. The mismatched, unwanted piece of shit. But the eccentric at the same time.
Oh, back into the gamers.
I'm back in my gamer square. No, don't touch me there. That is my gamer square.
So how cool is it that Shane Dawson is now canceled for being a pedophile?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was because we wanted to fuck his cat.
Well, that too. That was a long time ago. But now he made pedophile jokes, and now people say he's a pedophile, and now he's canceled.
You know what? I think the world's better for it.
Pedophile's gonna pedophile.
Yeah, but I mean...
Is he getting any legal charges, hopefully?
No, it's because he did blackface and shit in old videos.
Wait, really?
Way more than you would think someone would be like, oh, this is edgy, I probably should stop.
Like, he loved doing blackface, like, kind of like that.
But it's weird, though, because it wasn't, like, traditional blackface where, like, his face was black. It was almost like yellow face, where he just put, like, a lot of bronzer makeup on. So
did he do, like, a voice?
He did a voice. There was one, like, where he did, where he was
oh my god,
Asians,
I found it.
And he was just doing, like, oh, ching chong ching chong ching, like that kind of shit.
Put it up.
For like a whole video.
I got you.
Screen share it.
Ah, fucking hell! I don't give a shit about it. It's this shit. This.
Yeah.
That's Shane.
Oh my. Oh
my
boy.
God.
But he did.
Click
like,
on it, cause it's like you're cut off halfway.
Yeah, Bridges on
you're
his
staring
phone
at
doesn't
screen.
have a big screen.
If this takes me with porn ads, I'm not apologizing.
You better.
This is the
cut
last.
that out.
This is the last podcast that Andres is ever part of because he just gets like, yikes.
That's better.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
My God.
He did
what
that
a man.
a couple times.
What a man.
You know, like
that this was okay.
Jimmy Kimmel doing Karl Malone. That's like funny, I guess. But it's like
I'm gonna make this my new screensaver.
The fact that it's a weird space.
This is my new screensaver now. Shane. Oh, look! It automatically saves as Shane Dawson blackface.
Yeah. Woof.
Because then they had the Jimmy Fallon doing Chris Rock, all that kind of stuff came out. But it's like network television approved of that. I don't know. It's a weird space. And honestly,
you should watch the interview of ask Robert Downey Jr. if you do a Tropic Thunder 2.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I think that's the only time it was actually.
And he's like, absolutely not. But he also like defends like the art because he's making
the whole
fun.
Point of Tropic Thunder
it's like a
was
satire.
people
it's
thought
making
they
fun
could
of those
do
people.
it. Yeah, it's making fun of those
yeah.
actors. That's like one
Exactly.
of the cases where it's like, oh, this is, I guess it's justified.
I got it.
And that's one of those like cheeky way. Like some people can be like, well, that still doesn't excuse the fact that he did it, and it's like, yeah, you're right, but like context is important.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's like the same thing. Well, not
it's one thing that it's
necessarily.
depicted on like a huge platform, but it's another thing that like we're like saying this is wrong.
Yeah, the
and,
whole
like,
thing was
this
a
should
joke
be mocked
within
and
itself.
like
yeah.
right, exactly.
The same thing with like not necessarily the same thing, but like with Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel when they like Jimmy Kimmel did Karl Malone, a basketball player. I mean, he probably didn't. Maybe he could have hired.
Jimmy Kimmel's like a huge basketball.
Yeah, and he maybe could have hired a black guy to do a Karl Malone impression or something like that. But it's like, why waste the money on it when you can do it?
Okay, what year was this?
Karl Malone?
This was in the early 2000s. I think it was on the Man Show.
Okay.
Still.
The Man Show. I think you quoted that one time.
Yeah.
I mean, I would imagine being like an activist and watching the Man Show. Like, I mean, you're just not gonna have.
You could pull 1,000 clips from that show if you're an activist now.
Right. Well, it's like it's like a Dave Chappelle quote or like a Chris Rock quote or something like.
Wait,
where
is this
like,
that thing?
If you take the transcripts of the jokes, like of just like the words that I'm saying,
if you read
that they're like will be like objectively horrifying, that they're like terrible.
Yeah, that's the Jimmy
like,
Kimmel Karl Malone.
It's the context, like, oh my god.
And then there's Fred Armisen doing Barack Obama. I mean, you see, you could take all these things.
Jesus Christ, it's too long.
And it's like, is it more okay for Fred to do it because like
he's like Armenian or whatever?
Yeah, right. Which probably not. I would argue probably not. See, that's horrific.
Yeah, because back like when they showed that black and white thing, the whole point of blackface at that time was so that
because they wouldn't hire black people.
Yeah, so black actors couldn't get roles, and they just had white guys do it. But like like Jimmy Kimmel or like Jimmy Fallon.
But Fred Armisen is a he's an impressionist. Like he does impressions. Like so that's
same thing.
That's like getting mad at Frank Caliendo for doing. I'm sure. I'll bet you $1 and a fiddle of gold that Frank Caliendo has done some black characters.
Oh yeah, definitely. But like Jimmy Fallon did an impression of Chris Rock when they were friends on SNL, and he did blackface for that.
I bet Chris Rock was there for it. Like I bet he was like part of the episode.
Well, it's also NBC approved it.
See, that's fucked up. Of course, this is all wrong. This is all.
Oh, we are going to hell, baby. We are going to hell.
That's way old shit. Like that is the shit.
I thought we were like just looking at like contemporary stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was talking about.
Of course, like this is all like we can just blanket say that this is all horrific and wrong and we need to like this should be in like museums absolutely and like so we can like learn.
She apologized for that on Twitter too. I hate that shit. I hate when like these comedians come out and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry I did this," and it's like, "No."
Well, this is part of the reason that Dave Chappelle left.
Yeah, like, because it's bullshit.
It's stuff like this, and also like the feminization of the black man, like trying to like demasculate them, like because Comedy Central kept wanting him to do more skits as a black woman, and he was like, no, like
they were also trying to take creative control. See, that's Jimmy Fallon.
Oh boy, yikes!
Of course, Nick Cannon calls him out because Nick Cannon's a bitch.
Well, Nick Cannon's just on his way out.
Yeah, Nick Cannon's a bitch though. He like when he tried to do stand up too, and he fucking stole a whole person's act when he started. But I mean, just like I don't know. I don't really agree with like the whole like it's comedy and that makes it like okay. First of all, I'm in the middle of that. Because it's like supposed to be funny doesn't always make it okay. But like these instances, I feel like, especially for products of their time, it was completely fine.
Andres, are you are both of your parents Mexican?
Andre's native.
No,
and Puerto
Jesus
Rican.
fucking
You're
Christ,
native?
no.
I thought you were Mexican. I'm sorry.
No.
You do look more Mexican than you do Native American.
I'm gonna go fucking rape you.
So how? Let's ask someone, because like we're two white guys talking about it. Like
I'm 3%
Andres, like,
African.
yeah, whatever. You mentioned that in Rocket League. Whatever. Like, Andres, like, how do you feel like about this shit? Like, what have you ever been like discriminated against? Like, do you have any stories about that where you were like,
yeah,
asked,
people calling
like,
you Mexican.
Yeah, stuff like that. Exactly.
Yeah, but seriously, have you like what? Talk about your struggles as a Native American.
Talk about my struggles as a Native. The Native part never came up. It was always the Hispanic part that always got me the shit.
So it's that like that ignorance where you get like mislabeled.
Gotta hate those dirty Mexicans bringing dirt on your name.
I'm asking you, why are you all quiet? We're asking.
Because there was nothing interesting about the Native part. Saying
of course there is.
It's
because
I
drop it.
You actually have like culture, and like your family is supposed to be here. Like you have.
Well, yeah,
like,
they're supposed to be. They're dead.
Hold on. What do you think is better? Do you think it's better for like these sports teams to strip their Native American cultural images, or
I don't know. Florida got like some weird shit. They at least got approval from the local tribe. I already talked to you about that.
Right.
They got approval.
That's always been true. Yeah.
So I saw this.
That's because a lot of them are Redskins fans.
Yeah.
Like
I
saw a lot of them are like from Florida, so they're like, hell yeah, I love this. Don't change your name.
Yeah, I saw this video of a Native American guy talking about how the Redskins name is pretty generic and general and vague about Indians itself. But he said for him, he feels like it's better if like these big teams keep their Native American culture thing, but change the names because they want to have some kind of imagery that they've been fighting for. So what do you think is better? Do you think that they get rid of the Native American imagery?
Would you be happy with like the Washington Natives?
I think if they actually like named it to like if they gave some sort of appropriation to the tribe of that was in that region.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because like the Chicago
I see that.
Blackhawks hockey team, they're actually representative of a tribe.
There we go. Like actually name the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I live in the general Omaha area, and that is from the Omaha tribe.
And like
not that I'm part of that tribe.
And one of the colleges here, big in Illinois, University of Illinois, U of I, they're called the Fighting Illini, and their image is a chieftain.
Is it pronounced Illini?
It is Illini.
For them, it is. Yes, but it's.
Wow, I always thought it was Illini.
No, it's Illini, and because that Illinois was historically.
Well, you probably learned something, viewer. I just learned that.
Illinois is
one singular person
Indian
who watched
place.
this.
Our capital for many years in the state was Indian Village. I can't pronounce the name. I think it's,
wow, that's fucking terrible.
And then they changed it to Springfield because it was more centered in the state.
I don't know what tribes inhabit around the state of Virginia, unfortunately, because mine was more of Dakota. And I do know the Mohawk Indians, but that's way up north.
Were they what were the Mohicans? Were they Mohican? Is that the name of the tribe?
Mohican, yeah, but I don't know where that is.
That's a great fucking movie if you've never seen it. Last of the Mohicans?
Last of the Mohicans, yeah.
It is long as shit, but it's so fucking good.
Has someone ever like used like a slur against, or like was like overtly like straight up just like fucking racist?
There were like 4 general tribes. There were the
Sioux was a part of like Virginia and stuff too, weren't they? Because that's why they're building.
No, I'm not
Sitting Bull
seeing
statue.
that. So for the Virginia Indians, as they're leading, they have the.
I've been having too much whiskey. I'm getting buzzed now.
Only the upper Mata pony. The Rappahannock.
Because I'm also part.
Is that how you say Mohican? I think that might be how you spell Mohican. Yeah, just pull up the list. You attempt to pronounce, and don't feel bad if you fucked it up, because even I cannot.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
I'll do it too. I'm sorry to.
I'm gonna use my white privilege to use my white eyes.
Yeah, it's all this down here.
I can't even see that.
I'm sorry.
Can you zoom in?
So you're split screen for me.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can do something. Little fucking files.
You should just put the zoom in on the page.
Files. Looking through the files. Have you seen my files? Don't look at the files that I have. Some of them are kind of bad. Don't read my files. They'll make you pretty sad when you read my file.
What the fuck?
Oh, I think my roommate's date has begun.
Please allow me to crop this fucking image, please. Oh wait, that's right. I can just. It's one of those.
That's one thing I don't miss about having roommates is hearing the wild sex.
Here you go, boys. If you can see that.
Can you go to the left a little bit?
Like this.
Keep going. Keep going that way.
Oh, you just want me to just cut out the actual like.
Okay. Trevor is the host of the show. Why don't you go first?
I can just like cut half the list.
I cannot pronounce any of this.
You go first, and then I'll say the next one.
I can. That's a Matapani. The third one down. I think I learned about them.
You can't cherry pick and choose.
I think I learned about them in history class.
Let's say Chickahominy, Mattaponi, Nansemond, Rappahannock, Monacan Indian Nation, and Pamunkey. And that's what I'm sticking with. My video is clogging up the rest of them, so I can't.
I hope one that's literally pronounced Petawamuck.
I hope if any of you are members of this tribe, please do not be offended at my mispronunciation. I am uneducated.
We tried our best.
So do I. I'm Sioux Nation, and I only care about the subs. We are the subspecies of Sioux, apparently. As my mother forgot to explain that. Apparently, Blackfoot Sioux refers to slaves that mixed with Sioux. So we are slaves and natives, and we integrated into the tribe.
Damn.
I'm sure that part Sioux. I'm pure blood.
Sounds like you guys had it really easy. Kidding. Totally kidding. Do you go to the community events and stuff?
Powwows, yes.
With the elders. I used to date a Sioux Nation gal who I'm secretly still in love with. I hope she never sees this. But no, she was great, and she educated me a lot about what it means to be Native, and reminded me of my privilege and what it means to have privilege, and I'm really grateful to her for that. She's an amazing, smart, wonderful, powerful woman.
Pussy power.
Yay, wholesome
pussy
hour.
Power. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the times I pound her pussy.
Hope she never sees this.
I hope you never see this.
I still love you, by the way.
But no, she's cool.
There was one really event that I loved that I was at. It was like just before Halloween. It was a harvest festival.
Ooh.
Now the way they advertise it is shitloads of fucking free food, music, bonfires, and stories.
Describe the food? Because since I'm sure you guys know that all I talk about is food, and
we had what was called Indian tacos, and we were not afraid to say that. We used a special type of fry bread. Now,
I love it so far.
Yeah, we had fry bread, and we had you had like two options. There was a third. We had a food truck that specialized in a third option.
Ooh.
It was crocodile meat.
Dude, I love crocodile meat.
Yeah, the other two was just basically you had your standard chicken, beef, and pork, and then you had turkey. That was the standard. The two main ones that they just you had to literally ask for turkey and pork because they only advertised chicken and beef, but they let you know that they had the other two.
Right.
So I got me one of those. I got one chicken, and then I got one of the crocodile. Not as bad as you think it is.
No, I like I told you, I enjoy crocodile meat quite a bit.
Yeah, And then we all there was
like
like
octopus and raw raw
huge
fish.
bonfire.
Like is my favorite food. Like
There was,
huge
like,
bonfire.
nice,
Okay.
yeah, nice great pit. And there was like time. Now this was originally for the kids, but I decided, stay a nice distance where I could hear and eavesdrop. They had the elders who came in and shared their stories, and they're not just their stories, but traditional stories of classics of why is the thing like folk tales. Why are things this way? I believe, if I'm correct, if I heard it right, because it's kind of hard to hear the crackling and rippling of a blazing fire and enjoying the sweet sounds of tacos and moist meat when I bite into it. She was telling the story about how she grew up in, it was in Charleston, and she was very old, so I don't know how old she was, but I can tell you, she made sure to tell.
Did she talk about the boarding schools and stuff?
Fuckloads of racism. She sat in the back of the class. She was less than dirt.
Was she in like the boarding schools and stuff? Were they like
public, like dirt poor public education?
Sure.
Yeah, the ones that with the books that told you that Christopher Columbus discovered the Americas and did not slaughter a shitload of people. Those ones.
No, I went to a pretty leftist school, so I was educated about all of that.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Pretty weird to be telling it to a bunch of kids, but you know what? Let them learn early.
Well, I mean, they have to learn because, like, when we were kids, like kindergarten, first, second grade, they're all like, "Oh, Thanksgiving, the white people and the brown people got together and they made hugs and kissed."
That was like the beginning of the war.
Squeezed each other's butt cheeks, and then they shared corn and turkey.
That wasn't the end.
The white people showed the savage brown people how to make porridge, and the savages taught the white people how to make bread, and it was like, oh, okay, all right. And then we get to like high school, and it's like,
yeah, that was like the peak.
They fucking killed everybody.
Yeah, that was like the peak, and then literally the day after, they slaughtered the shit.
Yeah,
they
right. No, it was a genocide. They went
gun ho on the Dreamlands.
Call it what it was.
Fucking.
Yeah, we'll call it what it was. It was a genocide. I mean, like we just like we like eradicated and like it's just, and all these white people are like, well, that wasn't me. That wasn't my grandpappy. I don't know why I have to feel bad about it. And it's like, well, it's because you still commingle with people in society that you see every day that you call friends, that you call Hank or Larry. That's your friend. That's his ancestor was literally wiped out because your ancestor went and got it. And yeah, it wasn't your fault, but we need to acknowledge that happened, and we need to like deal with that.
And you should get a big portrait of your racist grandpa and say, "Fuck you, grandpa," and then I'll be appeased.
And everybody pees on it in the break room.
And everybody
you
pees
replace
on
the
it.
porta potties with the portrait, and you just pee on it.
We'll pass around the peep piss, the peace piss.
The piss pot, the pee pot piss,
piss
pot. Portrait. No, pee pot piss portrait.
Pea pot piss portrait, yes. And we'll all take
pea pot because white people, some white people call their grandfather pea pot. So it's the pea pot piss portrait.
Fucking
you do too?
Yeah, we call. I have my grandpa. I have my grandpa. Then I have my grandfather, and then I have Peepa, my stepfather's father. He's like super native. Fucking Jesus
Isn't America
Christ.
amazing? Isn't
that
wonderful?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I can also believe that Coco is uncle. That's weird. It's interesting.
Coco's uncle. That's new. I've never heard that before, actually.
Yeah. So we had Coco Joe, we never called him Coco Joe. It was just his name was Timothy.
Are they blood uncles, or is it like really
blood? Well, no, not my blood. Not my blood. These are Catawba, so
not my blood.
Not my blood. Apparently, that's actually one of the. I think I'm not gonna say it's the biggest reason my stepfather dated my mom. It's because even though she scolds me, she's like, "We're not native, we're not that," and because she knows that we can't. We had around the time that they started pulling kids away from their tribes and then converting them with Christian names and all that. We can't documentally go back and say this was that, but we have word of mouth with oral tradition as native is, and we remember our great grandfather. I can't remember all the way that. Nobody remembers that. It didn't happen to us.
That's so fucked, man. Like
so
that's like
for the stories
so
that were told,
targeted and like hate, like full of hate, like that they just like erase your fucking history and your lineage. Like that's like I can't like I don't know. Like I'm just some guy like.
But it was funny how she did that to me. But then she immediately when she went to go date this guy and she was like, "Oh my God, you're native? I think I'm also native." But being a native, one thing you get tired of hearing real fucking quick is like when people say they're also part Native, and then they instantly bring up Cherokee. I guess everyone's Cherokee now.
Well, have you read Lewis and Clark's memoirs? Because it's like
I didn't.
It's like every other tribe that they find. Oh, we don't know who they are, so they're Cherokee. So it's just kind of the running joke.
And he was real pissed, and then she instantly rebutted, said no, Blackfoot Sioux, and then she quoted saying that she saw a raised eyebrow and a real peak of interest. Apparently, I don't know the whole history of it. Apparently, he told me personally, like, that the Sioux and the Catawba are actually sister tribes, and I was like, what?
Get out of town.
I think there's a word for it. Unfortunately, I'm not. That's why I like to try and get involved in the culture, but unfortunately, South Carolina has the worst reservation in the fucking nation. They have 2 reservations. They both fucking suck. One of them is little hot trailer garbage. The other one looks nice, but it's full of white trash trailer garbage. Because people marry into it, and then they kick out they kick natives off their own land again.
That's so fucked.
Yeah,
because they want to take advantage of the special rules that
because the housing is cheap. It's a great looking community. We know the woman who lives in our neighborhood. She married in. She had 2 kids with her husband. They decided that after 2 years of marriage that she doesn't love him anymore. She wants to keep the kids. She gets the house. He has to move off his land.
Right on.
Bull fucking shit.
This is your
that's
You know how bad it actually was? Here's how bad it was. That when I first moved here, I was the only colored kid. I think I still might be the only colored kid here. Because when I walked around the neighborhood, I was like I liked going on walks. I liked going for jogs. I used to run. And then you know what I had the problem with? I always had the little white kids in the neighborhood call me nigger. Oh shit! I fucking said it. But they called me that.
That's staying in, by the way.
But they called me that, and I never
that out.
Well, see, that was in appropriate context.
Yeah,
actually.
It was an appropriate context,
right?
But they would always call me that. It got over real quick. I never came back out. I never walked in the neighborhood again. I still don't. But you know what? You grow as a person. Now you know that fucking everyone in your neighborhood's racist. Don't go outside. Stay indoors. It's safe. Safe space.
My girlfriend put it to me like this. She was like, she's like, have you ever been asked where your parents are from? And I was like, oh, like, of course not. And she's like, I get asked that, like, I shit you not, like 20 times a month. Like, because people, like, are that concerned, like, where I'm from. And I was like, shit, dude. She's like, we were at work together, like, because we used to work together. And we were at work, and she was like, I got asked that in my interview to work here. Like, did they ask you where your parents were from in the interview? Like, no, of course not. Like, that's, like, to me, that's, like, I was like I'm now, like, I was like, that's such a ridiculous question. Like, of course not, no. And she's like, yeah. Like, they literally asked me that in the interview. And she's like, that's what, you know. Hold on one second, yes.
They have to make sure that they have every race that they can get.
I would love one. I'm just doing a podcast right now. No, you're fine.
I don't know why they do that. Racial diversity. If they have a little checklist that they call it, like, oh shit, sorry, we already have a Mexican. Better luck next time. Unless you're Puerto Rican, then we have an opening we need a Puerto Rican worker. If you know any Indians, I mean, please.
That's not even like, I don't even think that's like legal.
I don't know. Diversity that's the reason like I'm here.
It's so fucked up because they like want to prove how Native American you are.
I wouldn't be able to.
Are you really like 1/4, or are you just like 26 like the rest of the?
I don't know. You look pretty white. why don't you tell us who your grandpappy is? Like, yeah, that shit is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me,
All
if I
that
had a
shit,
better
all
start.
that stuff just needs to like. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the generations that have been wrong need to be recompensed, but like after that, like all that stuff needs to be taken off of like applications and college stuff. And
you have people who
once it's made right, is what I'm saying. Once it's made right,
people like Elizabeth Warren who will sit there on a political debate and claim that she is Native American, that it comes out that she's barely fucking Native, and she's been
like
she got her just desserts for.
Yeah, but she was
wrong
jobs
for doing it, and
she got into college for it, and it's like, this is why this is an issue, and this is why people fucking try to correct this shit.
Yeah. I think if I don't know the specifics of it. I think if I take one of those DNA tests, which are expensive as fuck for me, by the way.
23andMe.
I wonder.
Ancestry.com.
What would they trace it
we're
to?
Open.
Not sponsored by 23andMe.
My
or
question
Ancestry.com.
is, I don't know how it works. I just know I spit in a tube and then they tell me what I am.
Is that really how you do it? Is it really spitting in a tube?
Yeah, I thought there was another one where they ask you to shit in a jar.
Not even that. I thought you would like take like a razor and like get some like cheek
blood.
No, you just
blood.
Just take a swab.
God, you keep saying like the worst possible scenarios. Like, hey, we're 23andMe. Can we get some blood, some semen, some poop?
Rectal bleeding? Shit, I would come in a tube.
Blood? No, I always thought it was like a cheek swab or something. You actually like spit into a tube because that's kind of gross.
Yeah,
just saying.
The one part that like makes it even more fucking hard is because apparently my grandmother, and she's not senile, but she apparently knows what she's talking about because she's never served me wrong. She brought up Tainos. Funny thing about Tainos, they're on the fence on whether or not whether they are extinct or still alive.
Okay, can you explain to me and the audience and probably everyone listening to this what that is? Because none of us know what that is.
Tainos were apparently the indigenous people of the Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
Now, when settlers came, the Spaniards, the conquistadors, they slaughtered and raped the shit out of all of them and made them modern Puerto Rican. Now, apparently the small fraction...
Just like what they did to the Mayans.
Yeah. Now, the small fraction that was supposed to survive are pure blood Tainos. The real Puerto Ricans. And apparently,
there's still some left, or
apparently, it's. I look on like local forums, and I have like racist white people always just like you can see their profile picture like white as fucking day, and they're always like, "Don't believe what anybody tells you for shit. They're fucking dead." Anyone who tells you Taino's still alive, you can kick them in the fucking teeth. And then the other one's
imagine
like,
being obsessed about something like that. Who cares?
And then the other ones.
Okay, that's not right.
Yeah, we fucking killed all of them.
But like, imagine like upset. I didn't even know who they were until 20 seconds ago. Imagine being like so white supremacist that you're sitting there in your computer chair, rocking back and forth, like, God, I hope we got all those fucking Tainos, I hope they're all dead. Like, that is so specific. That is like such like an isolated, like a pure angry form of racism that like is so like. Fuck, dude! Like this shit is so wrong. Like, what the fuck?
It's also crazy to think about is that Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States, but they have no
It's literally America.
But they have like no
voting rights.
For lack of a better word, they have no voting rights of what happens in America, but they're considered a territory. They should be a state. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, see, what the wrong thing about that is that we give them all the shit that like we expect of everyone else, but we don't give them any of the benefits for being part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, not that there's a lot. Don't get us wrong, international viewers. We don't have healthcare or sane police. But by God, do we have some territory?
Yeah. I think when I save enough money around Christmas time, when they say to bring, I feel like Christmas time is a bad time to get it, even though they're extremely cheap, because you can actually, because I've read stories on Reddit all the fucking time where people buy these swab kits and their parents get fucking fumigated. I'm sorry, I used the wrong word, fumed. They're teeming with fumes. They get pissed. They're angry because they know something that they're not telling anybody, or the truth comes out that not all of the kids are legitimate.
I see.
I found out, like, one story I remember reading, a guy found out that his dad was his brother. Because his dad's brother, his uncle, fucked his mom.
That's the best shit. I fucking love
Well, no,
that.
sorry, it wasn't. No, sorry, it wasn't his uncle. Oh, well,
you seem so happy about it.
It was
like, guess what?
Because that shit's awesome.
Sorry, it wasn't.
I love when that shit happens.
No, sorry, it wasn't his dad. Wasn't his brother. It was the fact that his dad was actually his uncle. Sorry, but the story that I read that somebody was somebody's brother. I don't know. Point is, Dad fucked him. That's his real dad. His dad is now his uncle, and nobody's gonna tell me different, even though they have that father son relationship. Like, they are father and son in my eyes.
I love going on like the fucking. I think Sam paused out. Is he back yet?
Am I back?
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, briefly.
Am I back?
He's got that high face.
I can hear you, but your screen is froze.
That's fine.
I do not have that high face. That's just the way my face.
There you go. You're back.
Have you know?
Now again,
but
as I said,
I'm saying, I love going on those subreddits that are like relationship advice, and it's like,
give them Alabama.
I found an old video of my wife being gangbanged. What should I do about it? And those are the best fucking posts.
I would ask her about it. I'd be like, "What was it like to take like 9 dicks at once?" Like,
it's like literally
like I would be genuinely curious. Like, I mean, like I've never slept with anyone who's had been in a game. And like, what was that like? It's also, like I could only imagine fucking like 9 different chicks. Like, what was it like to have 9 dicks around you?
So many dudes who are just like complete bitches and are like so upset that their wives or girlfriends have had past sexual experiences.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all. That's never made any sense to me. I was like, why? Like, even like when culture was like, you should care about this. I was like, why would I care?
Yeah.
Like, I want to fuck like tons of chicks. Like why do I get upset at the chick when she fuck lots of guys? Like, but I don't see the problem.
There's like guys
we're all going for the goal.
There's guys on there like, I just found out that my girlfriend of like 3 years has been lying to me about her body count. It's actually much higher than she said, and it's like
body count. That makes me want to vomit. I didn't even know there was a word for that.
Yeah, that's what like.
It's called body count.
Body count.
Yeah.
Body count. It's called body count.
Yeah.
How many people did you lay?
That's the first time I've ever heard before, and that's vile. That's vile.
Dude, I worked with a chick.
If I was like sitting around in a living room and someone was like, "So what's your body count?" I'd be like, "What the fuck did you just say?" Like, that's vile.
That's the correct response.
Yeah, but then you say like 3 and like, oh my god, well the guys are chicks, young
3.
women.
Yeah, and then but it's like I found out my girlfriend has a higher body count than me, and she's been lying to me about it. It's like
oh my god,
20.
That's small dick energy. That's little tiny penis energy. It's like she had guys. Like, maybe they fucked her better than I did, and it's like they probably did. If you're asking yourself that, then yeah.
You can make me both happy and cry. But you have the biggest penis of all your friends.
These dudes have been with her for like at least a year, and they're just finding this out, and they're upset about it. It's like, shut the fuck up.
It's like you're in your 20s, and like you like experience like you discover your sexuality when you're like 11. Like what the fuck? Of course you're gonna have sex, like with other people, unless you're like in like raised in a super religious background, and there's nothing wrong with that by the way. For all our Amish fans, shout out to you,
Rumspringer,
and your Rumspringer YouTube binge. Thanks for watching us in your limited time to watch YouTube.
Please subscribe. Like.
I'm gonna do a shot for you right now.
Wait, isn't that when they get like a certain? Yeah, wasn't that thing that you just said? Isn't that when Amish people are allowed to go out in the world and experience the
they get
technology?
They get like a month, right?
I think it's shorter than that. I think it's like a week.
No, I know it's longer than a week.
I thought it was
I know for a fact it's long. It's like, okay, let's meet halfway. Let's say 2 weeks and then touch wiener tip. All right, I'm gonna take my pants off.
Wait. So you can touch wieners with him, but when it comes to me, it's like a no-go. Okay.
Yeah, you're horrible and I don't like you.
Okay.
Well, that's because you kill jokes and you're bad at improv. But we can work on that.
Yeah.
You're still young yet.
Oh my god, please teach me your experiences.
You being on the show is us giving you a class every week. So
Yes, give me a class of what I should and should not do.
This whole podcast can just turn into a teaching experience about how to.
Yeah, how I probably shouldn't have broken rule number 1, but then again, it was in good context.
And then you can
don't fire me for it.
Finally go back to the clubs when everything opens up in 3 years, when people.
And I can show everyone how to a giant forehead, just like mine.
Don't feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad.
That's good. Embrace it.
No, I do. It's just a landing dock for the front upper stomach of the lady.
That's a landing strip for a Boeing 777.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with female anatomy. You know, you got the tummy. You know, they're not all supermodels, so some of them got a gut. You know, so the tummy overhangs, and so that'll rest right here. And then further south, you know, right here is where I got, you know,
the pussy lips.
I got
the joy button, and then at the chin, because I'm not gonna put my tongue in there, but on the chin, you know, I still do a little chin work for your dusty chimney, and because I'm a lover, and I care about.
Nah, shit, man, I'm a fighter. Fucking rock up. Say we're gonna have a night of fun. I'm gonna start punching pussy. Fist and Mike Tyson. I will go fucking Mike Tyson fight night on that ass.
I was maybe in 3rd grade, and I had some bitch that sat across from me on the bus make fun of how big my ears were. Ever since then, I've been insecure about it.
Really?
Trevor, show me your ears. Ear reveal at 9 million subs.
Oh my god!
Fucking, you ruined it. God damn it. Dude, you look like... Dude.
Bro.
Dude.
Yeah.
You're like Elmer Fudd, dude.
That's getting cut out. No. We gotta cut.
You look like one of those cookie elves, bro. You're a cookie elf.
Editor, cut that.
Ever since then, I've always worn hats, and I always tuck my ears into the hats because I'm insecure about my ears.
Bro, they're fine, man. Hey! You are a handsome fucker. You have wonderful ears.
I know they're fine. It's just the thing that I'm upset about.
Do you mind? Is this an appropriate time to one up? I don't know if
no, go for it.
You know,
I was always told I had vamp porn.
Well, you see, I used to have giant boobs, and they were very large, and I've had them removed, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Did you get to keep nipples?
Woo! There goes the camera.
Did you get to keep your nipples?
You know what the fun fact about the nipples is that they were on a tray. They literally like a cookie cutter.
So
like they
how does that
cut around them?
Is it just like
and it was literally like they had my nipples were like pepperonis, and they removed them, and then they just set them on a tray, and then they stuck hoses in me, and they shot acid into my tits, and the acid melted all the fat, and made it all liquidy and gooey.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put another tube into my tits, and it sucked it all out. And so now I don't have giant man boobs, and I got hella laid. And well, I don't want to say this on the podcast. That sounds cheesy.
But hella laid in high
let me say that things went well.
Hell yeah!
After that surgery,
after you got your nipples cut off, you got sucked, and you got your nipples cut off.
The nipples got reattached at the end of the surgery. All right, they're still here.
Prove it.
All right, I'll give you one.
Nip slip. Holy shit! It's actually the fucking god. I can see the cut marks.
Yes, but tell you what,
I love you.
You know what? Honestly, I will take scarred nipples and scarred tits over giant, massive man tits that don't let me wear whatever I want any day. Any fucking day.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've always been big chested, but I'm always afraid that the most I've ever weighed was 225.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Oh, God bless you.
But
that's really sweet.
The most
that's what I weigh on a good day.
The most I ever weighed is my current weight now.
But
well, see what the thing is that I was working out 3 times a day. I would wake up at 4 a.m. to make 5 a.m. lifting, and then I would have a weight training class at 1 o'clock, and then I would have football practice at 3:30. And so like I explained like my whole workout regimen, my eating practices and all that to like my surgeon, and she was like, yeah, like I mean like you literally like she like felt my stomach and she's like, yeah, if I were to give you like a liposuction, you would literally have a 6-pack because like you have the muscles, like it's just like got the fat over it. And then she was like, but yeah, there's literally no exercise, there's no lift, there's no amount of running or dieting or anything you ever do that would like suck fat out of your tits. Like that's just not how the body works.
So you're telling me that you could get thin everywhere else, but you'd still get to keep tits?
I could lose all of the body fat on me that's excessive. I could go down to like 150 and I would have still had a C cup. That is correct. So when my mom heard that, she was like, oh, okay, like, yeah. And like my parents never even knew that it was like a problem. Like they took me shopping for school clothes one time, and like I had to like back in the time, like I had usually just shop for myself, and they were there, and so they didn't know that like I would just pick out like 20 different shirts because it wasn't like about whether or not I liked the shirt. It was about whether or not it would fit right. Because
I know what you mean.
If it was the wrong material, it would get underneath my tits, and it would just look like I was just like walking around with the shirt off, and like I just had these giant tits.
I have a short like torso, but I've always had like a big chest. So I've always had to buy like 2X's so they don't like hang on my fucking chest. But they're way too fucking long for my body, so I've always had that issue.
That's fair.
Throughout the years, I've been able to work out and stuff, and this year in particular, I'm getting my chest smaller. It's just taking a long time. I'm just super worried about having excess skin. I see like those older people at like stores and shit where they have like skin that just hangs off their fucking arms, and I'm so terrified of having that.
Is that a back brace?
This is a chest brace for my fucked up chest. That's how small I was. That was my torso. If you see inside,
I was gonna say that thing is little.
You can see the different areas. See now, let's take a little examination. You can see there's 2 pads of the chest. That was when I had some progress, and the second pad was an adjustment. Now, if you notice the third pad over there, that's because I have a gaping hole in my stomach.
Oof.
My ribs are so fucked up that I can literally touch right here and feel my heartbeat. Not like the way you should normally should. I mean, like I can feel it pressed against the walls of my chest. The other side? I don't know. It feels pretty normal to me. I don't know why they would want to... Oh, wait. No, that's on the side with the heartbeat.
Is that like a pregnancy deformity kind of thing? Or is that like
That's genetics. That's genetics. It skips every generation, and one unlucky baby gets it. I was the unlucky. Out of 17 kids in the Austin
Do you have like
family.
a patch? Do you have like a patch on your tummy, or is it like still got a hole in it? Like how does that work?
It's like I got this little divot.
Well, no, but like do you have like a surgical like something like they went in?
No,
and,
they never cut me open.
Patched you up.
It was an experimental surgery at the time. Nowadays, they've went from using this fucking thing to a little metal pad with 2 metal straps that wrap around your chest, and apparently they're comfortable, and they're just right on the affected area. As opposed to enveloping my whole fucking body, restricting my ability to breathe all day.
Hey, we can relate on this. Did you have the grenades? The little drainage grenades that drains your surgical fluid?
No, I never went for surgery.
Oh, that's right. You said that.
Yeah. Surgery was still experimental at the time, and my parents didn't want to risk it. It's still kind of experimental because there was one kid. Well, I'm not sure how the difference now because my stepfather knew a kid with the exact same problem. His wasn't as bad as mine, but when they went to just, I don't know how they typically fix it. Apparently what I'm told is that they would cut out the affected area and replace my ribs with metal. I would have metal ribs for the rest of my life.
Damn, you're like Wolverine.
Apparently they said that's apparently how it's supposed to go. I just thought they were originally just going to literally cut out a chunk of my bone, sand it down so it doesn't stab me through my skin and protrude out, and then just leave that massive gaping hole there. That's what I thought. Apparently, when this kid went in for surgery, he was fine for the first 3 months until that area affected started filling with fluid and choking on it.
In your lungs?
I can't tell if it was lungs. That's all he said. I didn't get any more details than that. All I know is that he started filling with fluid and he was choking on it. So and plus there's not, my insurance wouldn't cover it, so, and it's too expensive. Experimental surgery, not covered. So I'm stuck with this thing for life. This thing also, I know Sam hasn't seen it. Carter, I haven't. Or Trev. Quick save, yes. Yeah, no, I'm too afraid to show it. I used to wear it at the beach, or like not wear it, but I would let it like be free because it wasn't as bad. But it's gotten bad over the years that I feel like if I ever go to the beach, I'm either not taking my shirt off, or I'm basically gonna look like a transgender because I'm binding my chest. I'm gonna wear binding tape.
You shouldn't be ashamed of your body, man. I mean,
dude, that thing's fucking weird, dude. I call it the chest boner.
Oh, dude, I have a friend who has one of those. We used to call him, lovingly, and as his friend, we called him Iron Man because he had like a nodule in his chest that was like all like chest bone and plate, like had like kind of fused into like, I mean, I don't know how better to describe it.
Sounds like he got the surgery.
It was like an Iron Man like thing in the middle of his chest. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. All I know is I should not be able to feel my own heart beating with 2 fingers pressed to my side. God, that is weird. Oh, fuck it. It didn't help that I was like skinny. I was anorexic at the time. They used to call me Scary Movie because I used to be able to, without even sucking in my gut, press my fingers underneath my ribs and pull them apart. I used to get my fingers underneath my ribs, grab hold, and then begin to flex the shit out of them. God, it was fucking awesome. Creepy and disgusting, but my God. I wonder if I can still do it. And I have to actually breathe in at this point.
We lost Sam again.
Fucking get your fingers, fat fucking fingers, under your rib. And he's gone.
And Sam is completely gone.
And he's back.
It's amazing how technology works.
I know, right?
Well, the thing about it is it doesn't work. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Now my bed is made.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine.
All right, I'm back. I just realized that my phone's on 1% and I'm smoking a cigarette, so I'm probably going to be disconnected for a hot minute.
That's all right.
But
we're at 2 hours.
I'll use that time to pee. Well, I know, but we gotta chisel that down, and we can make multiple videos out of it.
No, this is just gonna be one. Yep. So we can call it here.
Yeah, we can. Trevor gives a little outro, and then everybody can go home and masturbate.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, well, like, do we have what we need? Like, because okay, if we're gonna go off entertainment mode, and into technical mode, we have what we need. Do we need? Should we keep because I can keep doing more hypotheticals, or we can go again next week, or what do you guys want?
I mean, we have what we need for an episode, yeah.
No, we have everything. We got all the good stuff. We got the improv.
We usually go 120, so we're
the conversation topics. Yeah.
All right, well, good. Well, that's what I'm here for, is to keep the talk going, because I was raised in media and I know about dead air, so that's why I try not to commandeer.
Finally, someone else who fucking gets it. I told Trevor about this.
I love the dead air.
I'm sorry for talking too much. I probably did for
no,
a
you're
guest.
Great.
But
no, you're awesome. It's a lot better than what I do.
You have anything to plug before we sign off?
I would like to, because when you introduced me, you just gave my real name and you didn't say my username.
I was gonna wait for the end to let you plug your shit.
Oh, fantastic!
I don't like plugging stuff for other people.
Well,
so
very good.
I was gonna let you plug whatever you wanted.
Yeah, we can do that. Should I go now?
Go ahead and plug away, my man.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to my very first podcast with the wonderful Weasel Scum and Andres Baby Blue. What is the name of this fucking podcast that
Group
you guys
Therapy.
brought me on today? Group Therapy?
Yep.
Welcome to Group Therapy episode
15.
Thank you for tolerating me.
Oh, we lost him. His phone died.
He never got to put in his fucking plug.
God damn it.
All right. Shout out to BridgeStatus. You can find him on Mixer. BridgeStatus.
BridgeStatus Mixer. I think his YouTube is PigeonCoup. I don't know what they do there. Something like that. I don't remember. But I'll talk to him after this, and I'll plug his stuff in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, we're gonna get first
that
time having a guest. We'll do better next time, and
we're gonna get that Discord server up.
We're not gonna get a fucking Discord server. Shut the fuck up about the Discord server. It's not gonna happen. Maybe it will, but I will not be a part of it. I refuse.
Oh, go fuck. I can do it.
You want to manage the Discord server?
I can manage a Discord server.
Well, anyway, I'll put Bridges' plugs in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you back on Friday with the regular boys. You want to say anything else, Andre, before I close it out?
Nope, I'm good. Nope.
All right. Bye, everybody.